Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will continue the topic of myopathies and we will study about inherited myopathies. So the inherited muscular dystrophies include limb girdle muscle dystrophy, then Emery-Dreifuss syndrome, facioscapulohumeral muscle dystrophy and myotonic dystrophy. So this diagram is depicting the hip girdle and the shoulder girdle. So this is limb girdle muscle dystrophy. Now we will discuss about this dystrophy. So limb girdle muscle dystrophy, this is most common type of adult onset muscle dystrophy. Most common type of adult onset muscle dystrophy. Divided into two, can be autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive. Autosomal dominant is known as type 1 limb girdle dystrophy and autosomal recessive is type 2 limb girdle muscle dystrophy. So actually there are around 30 types of limb girdle muscle dystrophy. We should remember a few, like in case of autosomal dominant, the protein mutation you have to remember is caveolin 3. Caveolin 3 is limb girdle muscle dystrophy 1C. Then in case of autosomal recessive, we have to remember limb girdle muscle dystrophy 2A and 2B. 2A is calpain and 2B is dysferlin. Okay. So, the muscle involved in limb girdle muscle dystrophy are shoulder girdle and hip girdle. As they inherited in autosomal pattern, so they affect male and female equally. They affect skeletal muscle. In few cases, they can affect cardiac muscle. On investigation, there will be increased creatine kinase. Symptoms often develop before the age of 10 years. Loss of ambulation in the teenage and death can result before age 30. So the common symptoms associated with limb girdle muscle atrophy: the weakness of shoulder girdle, the weakness of pelvic girdle. There is also weakness of lower abdominal muscle and trunk muscle leading to Beaver sign positive. There is also weakness of chest muscle, orbicularis ocularis muscle and orbicularis oris muscle. There is contracture formation in the lower limb and leading to foot drop and foot dorsiflexion weakness. One important point to remember about dysferlinopathy. One is the chromosome involvement, that is 2p. Second is, we have learned that limb girdle muscle dystrophy occur in early age. Dysferlinopathy occur in adolescence and early adulthood, around age of 20 years. Then there is an important sign in this, that is diamond sign of thigh. So what is this diamond sign of thigh? So this is the diamond thigh. This sign is due to selective muscle wasting of vastus lateralis and rectus femoris in their upper and lower part. So muscle sparing of middle part portion. Here is the muscle sparing. Okay, the rectus femoris and vastus lateralis selectively get wasted in upper and lower part and middle part is spared. So diamond sign is formed. Okay. So cardiomyopathy can also occur there. This is all about limb girdle muscle dystrophy. So now we will study about facioscapulohumeral muscle dystrophy. This is inherited in autosomal dominant pattern. Okay, this is more severe in male than female. This also occurs in 8 to 10 years of age, childhood onset. Chromosome involved in this is chromosome number 4q. Okay, first there is, as the sequence, first is facial weakness, then is scapular weakness and humeral weakness. So first is facial weakness, then followed by weakness of the shoulder girdle. Winging of scapula will be there. Biceps and triceps will be affected. And one important point is deltoid will be spared. So this is the diagram of the facioscapulohumeral dystrophy. The weakness of the face. Then there is winging of scapula. Okay, this is the picture showing facioscapulohumeral muscle dystrophy. Then associated features are, there will be sensory neural hearing loss. Then there will be association with Coats disease and color blindness. Important thing is there will be no cardiomyopathy. So next we will discuss about Emery-Dreifuss syndrome. So the Emery-Dreifuss syndrome. Mode of inheritance is, it can be X-linked recessive, it can be autosomal dominant. When it is X-linked recessive, then there will be Emerin mutation. When it is autosomal dominant, then there will be laminin mutation. Okay, Emerin mutation or laminin mutation. So this is the diagram which will explain the clinical feature of Emery-Dreifuss muscle dystrophy. There is involvement of shoulder girdle, that is humeral weakness, associated with peroneal muscle weakness. Cardiomyopathy is there, blindness will be there, color blindness. There will be prominent contractures. If you can remember the general video of myopathy, the introduction video, I told you that prominent contractures are seen in Emery-Dreifuss syndrome. So, cardiomyopathy is not seen in facioscapulohumeral. Color blindness is seen in facioscapulohumeral and Emery-Dreifuss muscle dystrophy. Okay, and peroneal muscle is weak in peroneal muscle involved in Emery-Dreifuss. These are some characteristic features. So look at this. In case of Duchenne's and Becker's, there is proximal muscle weakness, proximal lower limb and proximal upper limb. Similarly, in case of limb girdle type, there is proximal upper limb and lower limb weakness. Both are similar, limb girdle weakness and Duchenne's muscular. Okay. In case of Emery-Dreifuss, there is peroneal muscle, means lower limb distal weakness and upper limb proximal weakness. In case of facioscapulohumeral, facial weakness along with scapular weakness. There can be weakness in distal lower limb. Now we will discuss myotonic dystrophies. Myotonic dystrophy is most common myopathy in adults. It is of two types. One is myotonic dystrophy 1 and second is myotonic dystrophy 2. Myotonic dystrophy 1 causes distal muscle weakness. So this is exception to our myopathy rule, that is distal muscle weakness. And in myotrophy 2, there is proximal muscle weakness. Type 2 is rare, type 1 is most common. In myotonic dystrophy, there is trinucleotide repeat disorder. In type 1, there is CTG repeat on chromosome number 19q, and type 2 is chromosome number 3q, CCTG repeats. Both of them are autosomal dominant. Now, the characteristic feature of myotonic dystrophy is myotonic facies, that is known as Hatchet facies. There is involvement of temporal muscle and masseter muscle, wasting of these two muscles, and frontal baldness. This is Hatchet facies due to atrophy of temporal muscle and masseter muscle with frontal balding. This is known as Hatchet facies. There is also weakness of orbicularis oculi and orbicularis oris, so ptosis and drooping of mouth due to weakness of these muscles. Then there is wasting of sternocleidomastoid, so drooping of neck. There will be gynecomasia. So, as there is distal muscle weakness, so distal upper limb involvement will lead to wrist drop, and lower limb involvement will lead to foot drop. Okay. Then there will be myotonia. We have discussed about myotonia, that it is seen in eyelid muscle and hands. Myotonia is seen whenever there is increased power of contraction. So whenever patient like do handshake or tightly grip his hand for taking any object in his hand, then there will be impaired relaxation of the hand. And one other characteristic feature is percussion myotonia reaction. Thumb moves sharply into opposition and adduction on percussion of thenar muscle and return to initial position slowly. And when we do EMG, spontaneous myotonic discharge evoked by the needle insertion. Okay. There can be involvement of pharyngeal muscles. So bulbar dysarthria can be there. Respiratory involvement can be there. So this is the typical Hatchet facies of patient. There is temporal muscle atrophy, masseter muscle atrophy, and frontal baldness. Hatchet facies. Now, associated features of this myotonic dystrophy are cardiac conduction abnormality. Associated with mitral valve prolapse, there will be mental retardation. Myotonic dystrophy is associated with posterior subcapsular cataract. There can be gonadal atrophy and gynecomasia. There can be diabetes secondary to insulin resistance. Hypersomnia. Involvement of GIT leading on to decrease in esophageal and colonic motility. Leading to gastritis and constipation. Now the treatment. Anti-myotonic drug. There are two anti-myotonia. Main distressing feature is myotonia. The anti-myotonia drug are phenytoin and mexiletine. So we can use these, myotonia and mexiletine. Okay. There is selective atrophy of on biopsy. There is selective atrophy of type 1 muscle fiber. Okay. If there is conduction abnormality, then pacemaker has to be implanted. So this is all about the congenital myopathy, inherited myopathy. In next lecture, we will discuss about mitochondrial myopathy. Please subscribe the channel and stay updated.